What's up, everybody? Good morning, good morning. 7th of May. It's Saturday, baby. The weekend is here. Weekend is here. That means Lost Art content. Reset was on Thursday. We got all kinds of stuff to do. It's good to see everybody. Thank you for being here. Let's do what we do. We'll hop into our gaming news segment and get current on what's going on in the industry before we actually get into our Lost Art content. Cool. Let me get this pulled up. Right. Hope everybody's weekend is going very well. There we go. We good? Solid. Let's go. Let me move my camera. Sorry, guys. There we go. All right. Let's get it. Java. And gaming news. Let's go. Here we go. Another NFT issue, yeah. Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT fans lose millions trying to buy video game land. Okay, here we go. Starting it off right with the NFT schemazes, dude. Xbox Network, this was 12 hours ago. Xbox Network experiencing major outage affecting cloud gaming. Okay, let's take a look and see what was going on there. We already talked yesterday about Fortnite being able to be played on mobile devices and even through your Steam Deck now, right? So we talked about all that. If you want to get a taste of what we talked about, it'll be in the VOD from yesterday. You can find it on YouTube. Here we go. Let's read this one. NFTs in video games are a risk the industry doesn't understand. Let's go. PS5 games news. Another source backs up Square Enix's acquisition rumor. Okay, let's see what that's about. Nvidia fined 5.5 million for failing to mention crypto miners were some of its biggest customers. Okay, let's see what that's about. That's a chunk of change. Someone tweeted at Microsoft to release the 27-year-old source code to 3D Movie Maker, so they did. Cool, man. See what that's about. Okay, that's just the Nvidia stuff again. Um, yeah, again, that's Fortnite. Same stuff we've already talked about. Sony says it won't make Bungie games exclusive. We'll see where that's headed. Let's take a look at that. Ready Games launches mobile Web3 division. Okay, we'll see what that. I mean, just probably a division specifically aimed at mobile games. I'm guessing. We'll see. Talked about this yesterday. What was the name of this game? I can't remember right now. The day before. The day before, yeah. So the day before, if you're familiar, the day before, most wish list game on Steam right now. It's been pushed back roughly a year till March 2023 tentatively, because they are pivoting over to Unreal Engine 5 for their huge open world game, right? So it looks cool. The game looks cool. We'll just have to keep track and see what happens. If you want more in depth, again, yesterday's news, it'll be in there. Check out that video on YouTube. While Elden Ring thrives, the PC Souls games have been. All right, let's see what that's about. Ellipses. So I don't know what they're getting into there, but we'll figure it out. PS Plus leaks reveal for the first free PS1 games. See what that's. See what they're bringing to us there for the PS1 games. Okay, let's pivot here. We got a lot of articles this morning already. Nice. We talked yesterday about the Hall of Fame inductees for video games. Miss Pac-Man, Zelda Ocarina of Time, Dance Dance Revolution. What was the other one? Oh, it was Civilization. Sid Meier's Civilization. That was the other one. Yep. So that's the Video Game Hall of Fame inductees for this year. Rogue Legacy 2 reviewed dopamine in video game form. Let's take a look. I've played a bit of the first one, and I haven't played the second one. I haven't seen very much about the second one, but roguelite, right? Platforming roguelite. The first one was fun. I didn't play enough of it, but it was fun when I did play. We talked about the WWE stuff. We've talked about there's a new wrestling game coming out, AWE's wrestling game. It's good. Even if you're not a fan of wrestling games, it's good for the industry, and it's good for that genre of games specifically, because the WWE games have been a hot mess for years. And one of the reasons they don't care, part of it's because of the people, the companies developing those games, but one of the big reasons they don't care about releasing the game in a great state, I think, is because there's no competition out there for wrestling games. And now that we have a new wrestling game coming into the market, AWE, hopefully it will create a bit of need for WWE to start lifting the quality of their games up. Because from everything I've heard and read, the WWE games are pretty much a hot mess every time they release. Yep, Sonic 2, top grossing video game ever. Video game movie adaptation, excuse me. It's killing it in the box office. I'll watch it at some point before too long. After it releases like digital, so I can stream it. Yeah, Microsoft and Sony are looking at ads on free-to-play video games. They're looking at ads in all their video games, but especially games that have an online experience where many people are gathering and playing in these games and stuff like that. Having real-time ad space in these games is where this is headed. Yep, talked about all that. There's the Hall of Fame twice again. Yep, we already talked. This is Square Enix. We've talked about this previously this week. They sold off their North American game dev companies, all of them, and they also sold, and this was all to Embracer Group, right? They sold all the rights to their IPs for Deus Ex, Tomb Raider, as well as Thief. So Square Enix no longer holds those IPs, and Embracer Group now owns all of their North American game devs. Last page, here we go. We talked about this yesterday as well. What was the name of this game? Off the grid. All they really have right now is like a cinematic trailer, so we don't really know much about the game yet. But it is Neil Blomkamp, the director of films like District 9, Chappie, and Elysium. So we'll see. Just never know how pivoting into gaming is going to go for certain people or industries. So we'll see. We've talked about Netflix a lot already. Look at previous news articles if you're interested. All right, let's hop in these. While Elden Ring thrives, the PC Souls games have been offline for 103 days. Publisher Bandai Namco hasn't said anything publicly since February. There were huge vulnerabilities in the online stuff for these games through their servers and stuff, apparently. Elden Ring being such a smash hit felt like the deserved culmination of a long and rich action RPG lineage. Success was only possible because of the games behind it, so it's ironic and unfortunate that in the background of Elden Ring's success, the Souls games on PC feel abandoned. Even if ultimately that may only prove temporary. Servers for all the Souls titles have been down since January 23rd on PC. The last official statement was February 9th. At that time, Bandai Namco said the servers wouldn't run until after Elden Ring's launch, and that it would tell us when as soon as the schedule is determined. 103 days since the Soul servers went down. They're still down. What's going on? Problem with the games was a remote code execution vulnerability, which could allow an attacker to run code on the PCs of all players in the game. The exploit was never used, but in theory would have allowed an attacker to execute code on every online player's machine at once. And these are games that still attract tens of thousands of players daily. Yeah. Exploit was first publicized by Redditor Jean-Jens. After which the servers went down and later was documented by the account Trimwill on GitHub in March. Contrary to popular belief, this is not a peer-to-peer networking exploit, writes Trimwill. It is related to the matchmaking server and thus much more severe since you do not need to partake in any multiplayer activity to be vulnerable due to another matchmaking server vulnerability. In Dark Souls 3, a malicious attacker abusing this would have been able to reliably execute a payload of up to 1.3. Is that supposed to be... I don't know what MB would be megabytes of shellcode on every online player's machine within seconds. That's right. That's bad, right? It's obvious why the immediate action was removing the online elements from PC entirely. The games still work fine on console, but the real problem seems to be that this hit just before Elden Ring became the biggest game in the world. Interesting twist is that when the exploit was first being talked about, it was apparently present in the Elden Ring closed beta test. FromSoft subsequently ensured that it was not present in the release version of Elden Ring. I remember that. So why is it still down in the other games? Dark Souls games have now been offline for most of 2022 with no news of a fix or even a suggested time frame for a fix. Publisher just doesn't seem to want to say anything. Imagine that. A dev or a pub, a developer or a publisher not addressing an issue, right? Hard to shake the sense that either Elden Ring's success has focused too much attention elsewhere, or that this exploit may be an even worse problem in terms of restoring the game's functionality than it appears. I mean, not even coming out with information like letting people know what, a time frame to expect. We're 100 days into this situation now. Whatever the reasons, these are not ancient titles with no reasonable expectation of support. They've sold incredibly well. People have paid good money for them, and the online play is a fundamental part of the appeal. This is not just a PvP issue. Core elements of the game's single player experience, like the messaging system, are online functions. Just under 4 months without even saying we're working on it makes it feel like the games are stuck in limbo. Problem now even has its own parody Twitter account. Yeah, that's kind of what I was just getting at. We're 100 days in, and they haven't even come out and been like, yo, we're working on this. Sorry it's taking so long. Anything like that. Why? Why? That's all it takes. Just try to communicate with us or something, man. Let us know that you're actually concerned and working on this, so we're not just left in the dark. You know, nothing. There's nothing on when Souls players on PC can expect to be able to play these games properly again. Contacted Bandai Namco at various points over recent months for comment. Have other PCG staff. But the publishers are not saying anything. The closest we got was that it should have an update to give soon in mid-April. We'll see. Which subsequently didn't materialize. Yeah, I was going to say, we're in May. The situation is not the least bit helped by the fact that all the online Steam tags in the sold games have now been removed, which obviously stokes fears that online would not be returning in any form. That is surely unthinkable, but they are currently being sold as single-player games only. Good night, dude. Perhaps FromSoft will drop a fix tonight. Highly unlikely. It's been over 100 days. They still haven't even patched out the issues on the Elden Ring PC version of their game. Like, sorry. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. There we go. Uh, FromSoft, Bandai Namco just kind of not addressing issues. Feels good. PS Plus leaks reveal first free PS1 games. Two separate leaks have revealed the first free PS1 games that will be included with the launch of PlayStation Plus Premium when it debuts next month. In June, PS Plus is expanding with two new tiers, dubbed PlayStation Plus Extra and PlayStation Plus Premium. The former is simply the marriage of the current iteration of PS Plus and PS Now. The latter is this plus access to PS3, 2, 1, and PSP games. Ahead of the release of these two new tiers, some of the PlayStation games from yesteryear subscribers to PS Plus Premium will be getting subscribers to PS Plus Premium will be getting have leaked. The first leak comes the way of the Game Rating and Administration Committee of Korea, which recently rated Siphon Filter and Siphon Filter 2 for release. Could possibly hint at a Siphon Filter collection or some type of re-release, but what seems more likely is these games have been re-rated for PS Plus Premium. Another leak comes courtesy of the back end of PSN, more specifically Tekken 2, and Mr. Driller were recently and without explanation uploaded to the back end of PSN. Again, could this be representative of some type of Bandai Namco collection? Sure, but the timing makes me think this is an unlikely possibility. If you're keeping track, that's 4 PS1, PS Plus Premium games that have already leaked. If that's what these leaks are, it begs the question if every PS1, 2, 3, and PSP game will leak in similar fashion before the release of PS Plus Premium. With these leaks getting more attention, it's possible all parties will be more careful going forward. But game rating boards in particular don't care what they leak, so they could be the gold mine going forward, yeah? Cool. That was it for that. So there's a few of the PS1 games coming anyways. Rogue Legacy to PS Plus anyways. Rogue Legacy 2 review dopamine video game in video game form. Something insidious about Rogue Legacy, the 2013 platformer roguelite developed by Cellar Door Games. I remember sitting down to play the game for the first time on Friday, and the next thing I knew, it was Sunday night. I emerged from that gaming bender, bleary-eyed and disoriented, entirely unable to account for where my weekend went. Rogue Legacy 2, which began life as an early access title in 2020, was fully released late last week, and it seems that Cellar Door has done it again. I'll sit down and play just one run before I get my day started, and all of a sudden it's dark outside and I realize I've skipped 2 meals. Good night. For a certain kind of player, this game is a black hole, apparently. Looks like its predecessor, Rogue Legacy 2 puts you in the role of an adventurer who strikes out on a quest to kill monsters and take their stuff. Hop around 2D levels and assault baddies with swords, bows, magic wands, and various other implements of death. Starting out as a puny weakling, you gradually upgrade your character to become strong enough to take on the game's 6 bosses, who rule over the game's 6 biomes. So actually, that's not quite right. Instead of upgrading one character, you upgrade your legacy. The game is a genealogical roguelite, according to the developer, meaning that every new character is the son or daughter of your previous character. At the beginning of each run, you are given the choice of 3 new characters to play. These are the heirs to your kingdom. Yeah, if it's anything like Rogue Legacy 1, then yeah, like each new run, you get a different character. Again, the son or daughter of the previous hero you were using, and they have certain traits, and they can be good traits or negative traits, right? Um, Rogue Legacy 2 is a roguelike or roguelite if you prefer. We'll get to that in a moment, which means it traffics in procedurally generated dungeons, randomized items, and permadeath. Permadeath is perhaps the defining characteristic of the genre. When you die during a run, that's it. Your character is done. You have to start over, and you will die. In general, roguelikes are known for their crushing difficulty, arcane mechanics, and propensity to scoff at hand-holding niceties like instructions. Rogue Legacy 2 is much more friendly when it comes to tutorials. Um, yeah, cool. I'm not going to read all of this. It looks like a pretty good summary of what the game has to offer. But the first one was a lot of fun. I didn't play enough of it, and the second one looks very cool. Looks very cool. So there's the rest of the article for anybody that's interested right there in chat. Cool. Bored Ape Yacht Club. NFT fans lose millions trying to buy video game land. Missing refunds and scammy websites have Bored Ape Yacht Club's metaverse project off to a bad start. There's all these trending keywords, right? Metaverse, NFT. The only thing I haven't seen yet, just from the title, is blockchain. These are all the words all the devs are using, right? Trending words, keywords. All these devs want to use a word like metaverse, like it's something new we haven't had yet. We've been playing in these developers' metaverses for years. It's just another word for the online, or not even online, just their games ecosystem world and environment that we play in. Until a dev actually shows me they're bringing something different to the table, metaverse is not something new. It's just a new word they're using. Um, and NFTs. Stay away from NFTs, man. It's just such a scamaz. You're gonna get scammed right now if you try to buy into the NFT stuff. Um, I feel like 99% of the time right now, if not even 100%, you get into NFT stuff right now, you're gonna get scammed. It's just not. It's not being developed in a way that it can be incorporated as a mutually beneficial thing for both gamers and developers. It is just a scam that all these devs are doing to get money out of the consumer. Something bad is happening over in the Bored Ape Yacht Club, the year-old NFT collection owned by blockchain. There's the blockchain. There we go. Tech firm Yuga Labs. Bad things seem to happen almost daily in the NFT sphere and the cryptocurrency community at large, which are both unfortunately frequent targets of multi-million-dollar hacking initiatives and equally expensive scammy hijinks. Right here. The I can't. There we go. I was trying to do it from down below, like a three head. Yuga Labs most recently contributed to the Blood in the Water with its Other Deed for Other Side collection, an NFT related game initiative which saw buyers paying thousands in failed transactions and later once again becoming scam targets. On OpenSea, Yuga Labs described its Other Deed collection as the key to claiming lands in Other Side, a play to earn gaming project supported by the new token ApeCoin. Described as a massively multiplayer online role playing game in a report by The Verge, there are very few publicly available details on Other Side, which was intended to launch in April but has not yet materialized. Some reports have been throwing around the word metaverse, but from Other Side's fairly obtuse, though credit where it's due, high production value trailer, unclear what exactly the project will entail aside from bringing together holders of NFTs at varying origin like CryptoPunks and World of Women, in addition to what is it? I can't remember their name. Bored Ape Yacht Club. Though details on the Bored Ape Yacht Club video game are still pending, the project has so far done a poor job of winning anyone's affection. The Other Deed sale launched on April 30th, in which Yuga Labs calls the largest NFT mint in history, created build up on the blockchain. NFTs could only be minted in ApeCoin, though that coin exists on the Ethereum blockchain, so Ethereum's transactional gas fees were hiked up by demand. Some buyers had to pay up to $14,000 in gas fees. Others were still charged with gas even though their overdeed transactions failed. We're aware some users had failed transactions due to the incredible demand being forced through Ethereum's bottleneck, Yuga Labs said on Twitter. For those of you affected, we appreciate your willingness to build alongside us. Know that we've got your back and we'll be refunding your gas. Then on May 4th, Yuga Labs announced it had refunded gas fees to everyone who made a transaction that failed due to network conditions caused by the mint. Multiple replies indicated that not everyone had received a refund, however. And just to really mash BAYC's fans' faces into the ground, a fake other side website canned some holders out of NFTs valued at 6.2 million. Other Deed NFTs look like elaborate Minecraft blocks with organic, earthy designs, and this one looks like it's uncovered in cartoon. Okay. The art reinforces the idea that buyers are nabbing land plots with their purchases, though we don't know how relevant land ownership is to Other Side as a project. The NFTs also include descriptions of their images artifact, in resources, e resources, w resources, s resources, and coda. Though again, Yuga Labs has not released details on what those descriptors mean for NFT holders or Other Side as a game, except for coda. Those are sprite-like original characters. You can spot one flying the Other Side trailer's protagonist over volcanoes. Uh, In spite of the huge financial losses some holders and would-be buyers have experienced, the real Other Deed collection continues to see sales. According to the NFT ranking site CryptoSlam, Other Deed has generated Yuga Labs 791 million Ethereum, US 791 US dollars of Ethereum in sales so far. And on the other official Other Side Twitter, that's a ton of money. The conversation seems to be dominated by people talking about their codes and how some of them can fart. All is right in the world again. Good night, dude. Get scammed. Buy into the NFT stuff and prepare to get scammed or, it's just terrible. It's terrible right now. Major Xbox network outage still affecting Xbox Cloud gaming, launching games, and more. Consoles are temporarily a lot less useful for gaming. Xbox Network is the infrastructure that powers most of the gaming experience. Outages affecting the network can drastically reduce the capabilities of the entire Xbox ecosystem. Not often when service experiences major outages that affect huge swaths of players, but months of solid service is being interrupted today by a new breakdown in the Xbox network. We're aware that some users are unable to purchase games. This was yesterday at 3:46 p.m. We're aware that some users are unable to purchase games, launch games, or start cloud gaming sessions. Our teams are investigating. Please keep an eye here and on our status page for updates. The Xbox network is down, with many players across the Xbox family of consoles and services reporting a variety of issues affecting the Microsoft Store, Xbox Cloud Gaming, and even launching and playing digital games. The Xbox network team is currently investigating the outage and potential solutions, but the situation hasn't improved yet. Currently affecting the Xbox network issues include inability to make purchases from the store, including any games, DLC, in-game purchases, and accessories regardless of the payment method used. Inability to manage or make subscription purchases, including Xbox Game Pass, Live Gold, and others. Inability to launch Xbox Cloud gaming sessions regardless of your device. Inability to launch and play many digital games, especially those included as part of a subscription like Xbox Game Pass. Hopefully, the Xbox network outage won't last long. Players will be able to return to their favorite Xbox games without any issue. We'll continue to monitor the situation and update the space as we hear more. At 10:25 p.m. last night, it was still down. Um, Xbox is saying that they're back up. See their Twitter site. Okay, so 20 minutes ago, we understand some users may be having trouble accessing media streaming apps such as Disney Plus or Netflix. Currently looking into the matter. Keep watching here. So more issues. Okay, so 4 hours ago, all users should once again be able to launch games and start cloud gaming sessions. Thank you for your patience and happy gaming. Looks like 4 hours ago they're saying that everything was fixed, right? But now they've got other issues cropping up as well. I wonder what happened. Um, we'll probably find out more about it tomorrow morning. I'm guessing in the news segment. We'll see. All right, let's take a quick look at this article. This is a very shush your mouth. It is pretty long article here. I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but NFTs and video games bring laundered money and angry players. Rushing to further monetize gaming adds to global social and environmental risk. The recent explosion of non fungible tokens, NFTs, to trade files and speculative marketplaces is inspiring many in the industry to adopt the technology for some innovative changes to how they and their players can make money. This adoption raises serious policy dilemmas that need to be discussed and challenged now while the technology is still in its infancy. It's already gotten to a very, very bad level, right? You see it, every single week we come across articles about people getting scammed because of NFTs. It's terrible. Publishers see this technology as an opportunity to further build out their in-game marketplaces because of a long-term shift towards treating video games as a service, rather than as a discrete product purchased at a single time. Instead of buying a game once, you either subscribe to it, a model pioneered by World of Warcraft and other massively multiplayer online games, or the game effectively sets itself up as a shopping mall. I'm just going to go down and get the summary here. NFTs and games are not going away. A recent poll found 56% of gamers who have heard of NFTs are at least open to the idea of earning them for playing a game, for example. Obviously, game makers are not giving up on that idea, but passively earning an investment instrument as a reward for playing is different than having sections of the game locked behind an NFT purchase, which forces players to participate in an economy they do not want to. The needs and interests of players are being pushed aside in the name of an ill-planned, rapacious gold rush to cash out on a trend. Yeah, if game companies placed player interests first and built their NFT systems in a way that supported play instead of disrupting it, they might not have faced such a severe backlash. Dude, it's never going to work unless they come up with a way to make it mutually beneficial, right? Everything with NFTs right now is just solely aimed at these publishers and developers making money off people. I can see certain ways in which NFTs could be incorporated to benefit both parties, player base and devs or pubs. Um, but it's not being done that way. And I actually don't think it can be done that way for a while. Uh, it's going to take much larger, I think, worlds being built, environments and meshed up ecosystems between different developers and stuff to really make NFTs something tangible for us as gamers to want to be a part of it. And it's just not being done that way. Everything's so scummy, man. Everything's so scummy. PS5 Games News, another source backs up Square Enix acquisition rumor. Fans could have found out who Sony are planning on acquiring next, with another big name in the gaming industry saying they've heard chatter PlayStation is purchasing the Final Fantasy makers. Another big name in the gaming industry has chimed in on rumors surrounding which gaming giant PS5 maker Sony will be acquiring next. At the start of this month, the rumors began swirling that Square Enix and not From Software was the next big acquisition in the cards for PlayStation Studios. It had earlier been claimed that the Elden Ring makers were one of the acquisition targets for the PS5 makers, but attention shifted towards Square Enix when the Japanese dev and publisher announced it was selling off a raft of Western studios and IPs that Embracer just bought. At the beginning of May, Square Enix revealed Crystal Dynamics Eidos Montreal, Square Enix Montreal, along with 50 IPs, including the beloved Tomb Raider and Deus Ex series, along with Thief, were being sold to the Embracer Group.
Now that we're friends again, is it okay if I pet you?
Pinwin, what's up, buddy? Hey, my guy.
Pinwin just
What's up, dude?
Subscribed for 9 months. Neat. 9 months.
It's like the same thing every time. What's up, dude? Yo, good morning, man. Happy Saturday. Hope your weekend's going well, buddy. Thanks so much. Appreciate the sub, dude. All the support. Long time, dude. You're good? Good, man. Yo, we'll be trying to do not trying. We're gonna be doing an anniversary stream, man. On the 24th. If you haven't heard. Anniversary stream on the 24th. I'm still figuring out everything we're gonna do. Be the 1 year anniversary, and probably just gonna try to go hard, do like a streamathon. We'll look at a bunch of the past stuff, clips and highlights and stuff over the past year. Hang out, probably play some community games and stuff, and just have a good time, man. I'm glad you're good, buddy. I'm glad you're good. Good. Thanks so much, man. You're amazing. What really caught the attention about this news was the value of this purchase, worth just $300 million. That's a bargain price for the huge amount of IPs being sold, along with the trio of talented studios, especially when you consider the cost of the other deals that have hit headlines recently, such as Sony's $3.6 billion acquisition of Bungie and the roughly $69 billion acquisition of Activision Blizzard to Microsoft. It was speculated that the reason Square Enix were selling these assets off at a bargain price was an effort to make the business more streamlined ahead of an acquisition, because they wanted to pivot into hard into blockchain, is what we had read in previous news. Amid these rumors, in the know journalist Jeff Grubb, Timon, what have you been playing, man? Said in response, this does leave Square Enix far more streamlined for potential acquisition. No idea if that happens, but it's more likely today than yesterday. Shut your mouth. Another big name in the gaming industry has spoken on the issue. Prey. It's good. It's cool. I've never played it either, man. I've never played it either. I think I have it. I need to check. Isn't as good as BioShock. Okay. Okay. Probably. I mean, can you summon bees? If you can't summon bees, that's probably it. I'm glad you're still enjoying it though. You really enjoyed Prey? Right on, Pinky. Cool. What's up, buddy? So in a recent YouTube video, Kind of Funny Games' Greg Miller said that he had heard from multiple different sources about Sony acquiring Square Enix. This comes after last month Miller teased that he had heard of a really big Sony acquisition, which set the rumor mill abuzz. When I talked about the three rumors, I had heard one was an acquisition. This was the one I had heard. I had heard PlayStation was acquiring Square, and I had heard that from multiple different sources. Is it happening or not? Is it just scuttlebutt? You know how this is. You're hearing things third, fourth, and fifth hand. Yeah. But, I mean, look, there's an indicator that Square is willing to sell off, right? It is a surprise. Look, $300 million is not chump change, but kind of in the world of, at least especially over the last year of what we've seen in acquisitions in the gaming industry, $300 million is kind of pocket lint compared to what a lot of these other companies have doled out for some of these other acquisitions, right? Especially to get IPs like Tomb Raider, Deus Ex, you know, that's pretty wild. So here's the thing. I have not been real impressed with Square Enix over the past 4 or 5 years, really. They seem to be turning more and more and more into one of those giant, very well-known devs that just really leans on some of their more popular IPs, knowing people will buy. they're not always producing bad content, but um, they do release some things in bad states. They don't have. It seems like they've lost focus, right? We talk about this all the time. Tango games are rumored to be. Oh, yeah. I'm aware of the Bethesda Xbox conference. Yeah, is Tango under Bethesda? I didn't know that, or I'd forgotten. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, because E3 got canceled, right? E3 got canceled, so we got the Summer Games uh, hitting on like June 8th or 9th, I think, and we've got the Bethesda Microsoft Showcase happening right around the same time. Would you say the 13th? Yeah. So um, you see, with like E3 not being held, all Summer Games is coming now to take that time slot or that schedule slot and that's yeah, we've been talking about it because Bethesda really wants to show off. What's the name of their new title? I did this yesterday too. Um, Starfield. Yeah. Tinwin. Yeah. So thanks, buddy. Thanks. Yeah, they want to show off that. I mean, they're. I am not gonna. You know. Exactly. It's just exactly what I was getting ready to say. So apparently, we've already read some articles about how people that have seen and had some access to Starfield have not been super impressed. And unfortunately for Bethesda, they really need to develop something to get their name back into a good light because so many people have lost faith in that dev, right? Uh, we used to look forward to their games, and now it's like, oh, here comes another hyped up title that probably won't deliver, and there have been a lot of things that have come out recently regarding Starfield. Thanks again, Timwin. I don't know why I'm blanking that. I keep wanting to say StarCraft. I keep wanting to say StarCraft, and I can't piece the last part of the title in there. I don't know why. But I didn't even dive into this. We came across some articles about Starfield that were like, here's some uh, screenshots and videos of the game while it was, earlier in development. And I'm like, dude, I'm not even looking at that. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't look at that for almost any game because so many things can change over the course of development for a game, right? And it's not going to give you a real clear impression of what to expect in a game. So I didn't want to dive into it. I knew that the showcase, we had already found out the showcase was coming for Bethesda and Microsoft in early June. And I was like, I'm just going to wait. We'll wait a month. We'll see what comes out. I'm not hyped about it. There's no way. But, I mean, because of what we do in the channel and news and stuff, we'll keep track and we'll see what it has to present to us as gamers. But I'm not hopeful. I am not hopeful. Yeah. But dude, that would be awesome if they already had something to show for not even anything to show. Even if Tango just announced like we are working on Evil Within 3. Just a quick like we're doing it, just to kind of get us in the know to be aware they're working on the third one. You know what I mean? As an official like that would be really neat. I don't have to see too much. I don't have to see too much other than them just give me some breadcrumbs. You know what I mean? Give me yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's all I need, dude. I just need some barbed wire and like EW3 come up or something. I'll be like, all right, cool. I can dig it. Yeah. We'll see, man. We'll see for sure. Um, I haven't been impressed with Square Enix for quite a while now. I love Final Fantasy. It's my favorite series of all time. Um, Here's the thing. I don't know that them being acquired by PlayStation would change much. They would probably just It could, and it could possibly not. A lot of times you'll see nowadays where um, companies will get acquired and they'll just be like, keep doing what you're doing, you know? And that could be the case here. We'll just have to keep track and see what happens moving forward. Um, Obviously, that's not going to be the case in a situation. Oh, dude, I don't even know. All I want is I just want it was Stefano, right? Wasn't that the guy's name? The evil the antagonist? Was it Stefano? Was that the guy's I just want him back, dude. I love that character. Yeah. I know. Wait. Hey man, anything can happen in Evil Within, right? Come on. Don't kill my dreams. Don't kill my dreams. I mean, maybe where it goes is like taking off from where the second one ended, and like I don't know what I would want to see, to be honest. I don't know. I'd be hyped to see anything at this point. Just to know that the third one's coming, I'd just be hyped up, man. Um, Maybe if it popped off from the a part of I don't even know. Yeah, it could be anything like that, you know. I mean, that's the thing is like people that love those games and that have played through those games. I think it'll be it would be obvious, right? I think it would be pretty obvious to us, no matter what they do. And Tango does a good job too, I think. So um, I think they would come up with something pretty interesting as far as just a bit of a little teaser to let us know that they're working on it. And fans of the series would figure it out right away, you know? Yeah. I think that'd be really cool. Yeah. Yeah, I would love for it to be something really subtle at this point. Yeah, just be something subtle and just like let us know it's coming, man. Let us know that it's in the works. Because I mean, if I remember correctly, Ghostwire. I mean, when they originally first started developing Ghostwire, it was a thought that they were going to be working on Evil Within 3, right? And then they kind of pivoted, correct? So I don't think it would be wild or too far fetched, I guess, to know that they are for them to come out and give us just a little nibble of something, you know, saying that it's coming. I don't because if they started working on Evil Within 3 and pivoted into Ghostwire, they've already got a base, I think, for what the game is going to be. If they had already started prepping for development of that game, they've got some sort of base for that game, or they've had it for a while, right? So for them to pick those pieces up and really like kind of hit the ground running with them wouldn't have been very hard, I don't think. Yeah. Again, I mean, we'll see what happens here. See, that's what I would like really hope for. God, I've got so many games. We might be doing like Scare Tober into Scare Vimber. I'm gonna be playing like all the Dead Space games. I still need to see if I can get Fear 3 working. Um, I've got what's the Scorn? We're gonna be playing Scorn. It's supposed to be releasing in October. There's a there's a lot of games I want to play for Scaretober this year, so we'll see. We'll see. That would be sick. We would definitely be playing it if it dropped. Then play Fortnite. That would be scary. That would be scary. That would be scary. Terrifying. Yeah, nightmare fuel. Look, I respect Fortnite for what it is. I know a lot of people love that game. Just not for me, baby. Just not for me. I respect what it is. I respect what it is for gaming, and it is a huge part of the battle royale genre and stuff like that. I respect that. It's not my jam. Um. So again, We'll have to see if this even is solid information here. If Square Enix is going to sell, I could see Sony buying them. But what I would like to see is some, if Sony's going to buy them, turn that place around a little bit. Make them be more accountable for their releases and keeping up with patching their games and stuff like that. I don't know. Nvidia fined 5.5 million for failing to mention crypto miners were some of its biggest customers for gaming GPUs. SEC says Nvidia didn't properly report the risk of burgeoning cryptocurrency demand during 2017. U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has fined Nvidia 5.5 million for failing to disclose how much cryptocurrency mining impacted its gaming GPU business. SEC holds that Nvidia failed to disclose that cryptocurrency mining was a significant element in its revenue growth during 2017 and hid the fact that this growth did not come directly from its gaming GPU business as the company claimed. Nvidia may have been able to avoid this fine by disclosing the potential impact from cryptocurrency mining on gaming GPU demand in its Form 10Q filing, which the company is obliged to list risk factors to the business within, but failed to do so. Nvidia's omissions of material information about the growth of its gaming business were misleading, given that Nvidia did make statements about how parts of the company's business were driven by demand for crypto, creating the impression that the company's gaming business was not significantly affected by crypto mining. Nvidia has agreed to a cease and desist order, and will pay the 5.5 million penalty. However, the California-based company has not admitted to or denied the findings of the SEC. Just a note that you'll see the SEC refer to Nvidia's fiscal year 2018 in the SEC filings. Roughly correlates to the human Earth year 2017. Yeah. Nvidia's financial calendar is weird. A lot of companies' financial calendars are off from like a normal year. Yeah. Actually, an important detail, as 2017-2018 was the peak of the major cryptocurrency mining boom prior to the more recent one in 2021 and 2020. Just like the previous 18 months, it was difficult to buy a graphics card during 2017 as the profitability of cryptocurrency mining, namely Ethereum, was sky high. Yeah. Ultimately, we'll summarize this here. Ultimately, a 5.5 million fine is merely a slap on the wrist for a company like Nvidia. The company made $26.91 billion in 2021, up a whopping 61% over the previous year, though it does appear to have learned a lesson from the major cryptocurrency mining gold rush of 2017-2018. It appeared to play it a lot safer with its response to more recent boom, launching specifically produced cryptocurrency cards and seemingly keeping inventory a little leaner too. Yep. All right, well there you go. That's what I thought. I saw that fine and I was like, well, it's really nothing. I mean, it's a lot of money, but to a business like Nvidia, it's not a huge thing. Yo, random vote time already, by the way. I did random toe again. What is that? To polecat? Okay. Looking for Fungineer. Uh, Someone tweeted at Microsoft to release the 27-year-old source code to 3D Movie Maker, so they did. Thanks to Foon and Microsoft, 3D Movie Maker is now open source. Foon, a self-described hardware software necromancer and chaotic keyboard maker, convinced Microsoft to release the source code for 3D Movie Maker, apparently. All we needed to do was ask. The 27-year-old animation program is now out there, neatly archived and available for anyone who wants to tinker with it. That's cool. Look at this. Hey, at Microsoft, give me the source code to 3D Movie Maker. You released it in 95. I want to expand and extend it. My DMs are open. I'll help you source it. Nice. Microsoft. Yeah. Then just earlier this week, Microsoft's, when was that tweeted out? It doesn't say. Uh, April 6th, like a month ago. That's cool. Just earlier this week, Microsoft Scott Hanselman, quote, retweeted it and dropped the source code, crediting the Microsoft Open Source Office for its efforts. That's awesome. Now, the slightly bizarre, slightly before its time, and very 90s 3D Movie Maker is available in its entirety for everyone to have a tinker with. The program allows you to place cartoony characters and assets in 3D environments, control their movement over a timeline, and export it as a mini-film. With the source code, Foon has plans to update it to run on modern PCs and to potentially add features that could make sharing its unique videos in .3mm file format much easier than you can by default. I'm expecting I'll get the basic modernized version in the next month to a few months, depending on how many issues I run into, Foon told me. He has a long-standing love for, Foon has a long-standing love for 3D Movie Maker. They started using it in '96, began to make add-ons for the software in 2001, belong to a surprisingly active community that continues to discuss and share animations with each other on an unofficial forum. As you'd expect, the forum is ecstatic about the news. Never thought I'd see the day, a moderator named HMC wrote. Dream come true. Thank you, Foon, for always pushing 3D forward. Business, man. I like that. Part of the reason why 3D Movie Maker's source code can be released is because the engine runs on B-Render. Also had its source code released this week. Cool. With both available, Foon can get to work on updating it without having to deal with licensing issues. Sort of like having kid pics in your browser. Foon wants to make 3D Movie Maker available for everyone to use, whether they want to create and export finished animations or test rough ideas they'd finish later in more modern tools like Source Filmmaker. That's cool, man. That's really neat. Yo, good on Microsoft. Cool. Sony says it won't make Bungie games exclusive, but the FTC may not be convinced. Sony's $3.6 billion acquisition of Bungie is reportedly being investigated by the FTC. So the acquisition may have hit a speed bump as the information reports that the U.S. Federal Trade Commission has launched an in-depth investigation of the deal. The investigation began at the end of April, according to the report, and is apparently focused primarily on the possibility that Sony could make Bungie games, including the Destiny series, exclusive to PlayStation consoles. Bungie said immediately after the acquisition deal was announced that it will continue to operate essentially independently and drive one unified Bungie community, a position we found entirely reasonable. FTC seems to have questions, however, has reportedly asked for more information from both Sony and Bungie to determine what sort of incentive Sony has to withhold some or all of Bungie's games and services from other platforms. The process could delay the closing of the deal by as much as 6 months. Heightened FTC scrutiny of acquisitions like this one may seem unusual. I don't recall hearing any such regulatory ruckus when Microsoft spent twice as much money to buy Bethesda Softworks, which, all due respect to Destiny 2 likers out there, was a much bigger deal. But it's possible that future buyouts of this magnitude could face similar resistance. In July 21, U.S. President Joe Biden issued an executive order calling on the FTC to enforce antitrust laws fairly and vigorously, saying that his administration's policy is to enforce the antitrust laws to meet the challenges posed by new industries and technologies. The FTC appears to be taking that mandate seriously. In January 22, it announced a joint public inquiry with the U.S. Department of Justice aimed at strengthening and modernizing federal merger guidelines and enforcing to better detect and prevent illegal anti-competitive deals in today's modern markets. Other swaths of the U.S. government have also begun casting a wary eye on high-profile acquisitions in the game industry. In March, U.S. Senators Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, Cory Booker, Sheldon Whitehouse sent a letter to FTC Chairwoman Lena Khan, criticizing the golden parachute of Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick, calling on the agency to assess whether the ways in which these companies have failed to protect the rights and dignities of their workers are driven by monopsony, an economics term, not what happens when Sony buys too many game developers, power, or amount to anti-competitive harms in our labor market. Numerous public interest groups, including the Communications Workers of America, which has been supporting efforts to establish unions in the gaming development industry, sent an open letter of their own in March asking the FTC to undertake a searching examination of the deal with an eye towards ensuring open, fair, and competitive markets. FTC representative declined to comment on the report, including to confirm or deny it's taking place at all. Reached out to Sony and Bungie for comment. Will update if I receive a reply. Yeah, I think it'll still probably happen. I think the acquisition will still happen. I just think that it's going to take longer, like they said. Last article. If anybody has anything else to discuss as far as news, let me know in chat while we finish up this last one that I've pulled up. Didn't mean to do that. Ready Games launches mobile Web3 division to bring decentralized gaming and NFTs to app stores. NFTs, dude. So I'm not going to read all of this, but this new mobile division will allow devs to seamlessly go live with a compliant Web3 game. With the issuance of an innovative token called, is this supposed to be Sora with a $? And the release of turnkey developer tools to quickly bring mobile Web 2 games into Web 3 in compliance with Apple and Google App Store rules. Ready Games, which was founded in 2016 to make game creation easier for developers, is launching its new mobile Web 3 division, which is an ecosystem aimed at democratizing access to Web 3 game development. Ready's goal is to encourage Web 2 game developers to experiment with and migrate to Web 3 with low development time and costs, while still publishing games normally through traditional app stores. And in this process, Ready has already raised $3 million in an NFT token sale headed by Bitcraft and Hashed, with a number of other top-tier funds joining as well, including Tribe, IOSG, Spartan, Maple Block Capital, Mulana Capital, Web3, Fundamentals Lab, IBA, GSR, Polygon, Snack Club, and Warbug Sears. There you go. Dude, I've never seen that one, Pinky. Earth Day? Let's go. That's cute, dude. I like that. New mobile division will allow devs to seamlessly go live with a compliant Web3 game. Since its foundation in 2016, Ready has been to enable game developers to access the wide world of mobile games, providing development tools and incentivizing programmers. Ready's environment is the first of its kind, allowing developers to run a full range of live operations for games on-chain while remaining compliant with App Store regulations. The ability to swiftly integrate a shared utility token, Sora, or Aura, I'm not sure, allows a $ Aura or a Sora with a $, allows developers to immediately go live with a compliant Web3 game, understand how Web3 gaming may add value to their gaming portfolio, all while using app shops to reach mainstream gamers. Because so many developers are already familiar with Ready and its tools, integration times were cut in half. From Web 2 to Web 3, mobile game developers could integrate Ready in as little as 5 days in the alpha version. Ready also welcomes artists who will be able to design and submit styles and gadgets that can be purchased and exchanged within Ready's games, with players receiving indirect benefits. Ready allows gamers to purchase products on traditional in-game money by creating a play and own environment. Ready is thrilled to work with significant game guilds, such as Snack Club, which has 5 million members and is eager to play the Web3 games as soon as they launch. All right, man. NFTs everywhere. NFTs everywhere. We have anything else? Anything else for gaming news before we get into gaming? I don't think so. It doesn't look like it. Thanks to everybody who's always part of what we do here and being part of the news segment. We will be moving on to weekend Lost Art content. I'm excited. If you are viewing this as a VOD, either on the Twitch channel or YouTube, then consider coming and hanging out with us at 6 a.m. Central North American time every single day to hang out while we actually do these segments live, yeah? And if you are not moving on to the Lost Art content, or if you are viewing these as this segment as a VOD, then stay healthy, stay safe, be kind to one another, and we will catch you tomorrow for our May 8th edition of Gaming News. All right?